tessék.
Vagy ez stream is?
New digital only mode designed for players to master Gloomhaven's rules and mercenaries with over 100 missions. Van tutorial. Tutorial. New to Gloomhaven. Play the tutorial to familiarize yourself with the basic mechanics of the game. Indítottam a streamet. Ezt a tutorial kezdek.
Hát kell is.
I'm here to guide you through setting up your own mercenary guild. Let's start with you guiding the brute through this first tutorial.
First, megnyomtad F-et. In Gloomhaven, you control a party of mercenaries, each equipped with a deck of ability cards. These cards are how your mercenaries will explore dungeons, fight enemies and loot treasure. At the beginning of each round, the first thing to do is to select 2 cards for each mercenary to use on their turn. In this tutorial, the brute has just 2 cards at his disposal, as you can see highlighted on the left. Grab and go trample. Okay.
Space játéknak tűnt.
Select trample. Trample.
Olyan, ami még tetszett is neked. De legalábbis érdekes egy óráig.
See how the question mark next to the brute's portrait at the top of the screen has changed into a number. This shows his initiative. The number next to the first card you select determines the character's initiative for the round. The lower the number, the earlier in the round the character will act. End selection. Now is the brute's turn. Time to choose some actions. Each half of a card represents an action comprised of 1 or more abilities. You get to use 2 actions per turn, and you can pick any of the 4 card halves on the left to use as your first action, but note that you must then use the opposite side of the other card for your second. For example, here you can choose either the top half of Trample and the bottom half of Grab and Go. Or the bottom half of Trample and the top half of Grab and Go. There's nothing for the brute to do in this room, so you'll want to proceed through the door to see what lies beyond with the move ability. Grab and Go's bottom half lets the brute move 4 hexes, which is enough to get through the door. Let's use that. Select the highlighted doorway hex. This room contains your first enemy, a bandit guard. Like player characters, monsters also select actions for their turn. Let's find out what this bandit is planning to do this round by selecting it in top panel. Select the bandit's portrait in the initiative screen. Whilst hovered, you can see the bandit's intentions this round. He plans to move and attack. finish using grab and go for the turn, it is discarded and no longer usable until you return it to hand via nasty. More on that later. For now, time to attack. Use X to select the alternate half of the remaining ability card. Select the bandit guard as the target for the attack. Whenever you attack, an attack modifier is drawn from your character's modifier deck and that value is applied to your attack. In this case, you can see above the bandit guard that +0 modifier was drawn, so your attack still just deals its base value of 3 damage. Still, we only have 0 modifiers in effect to keep this thing simple. We'll explore the other attack modifiers later. Press enter to continue. Victory! Grab and go. You know how to get about, that's good. Now it's time to learn the important things like killing and looting your enemies.
Welcome to your first training mission. You've learned the basics, but now you must help the gravely wounded brute deal with a bandit archer elite, a stronger enemy with greater stats than normal. With only a single hit point remaining, any amount of damage getting through will cause the brute to become exhausted. As such, you will have to avoid any incoming damage by burning cards. For the sake of training, the attack modifier decks will all be +0s, so don't worry about those for now. Actions like overwhelming assault's top half, with the flaming card icon in the corner, cause the card to be burned once used, meaning you can't use it again in this scenario. Time to grab that gold.
Kártyásnak kai. Every
Igen. Good job. use only part of your actions, keep the remaining parts if you don't want to use them. With no more enemies left and your objective is complete, this scenario normally would have ended already, leaving the chest behind. However, for the sake of training, I'm going to set you another objective. Loot the chest.
Before you rush headlong into that